Okay, I'm like really tempted to say it's in my bag of holding.
No, just say it's right here and give him a finger circle.
Nim wouldn't know what that is, and you know it.
I know, but like, I can still ask.
Nim is going to pull out the large clay pot that Xantax gave her.
What the fuck?
What large clay? Huh?
Yes. And say we managed to store it in here.
What the fuck are you doing? so stupid.
Well, what am I supposed to pull out? I don't have a sword.
It's in your arm!
I can't pull that out!
How did you bring the pot to me?
Oh boy.
One of the guards walks over, goes to take the pot from
No,
me.
wait, hold on a quick sec.
What are
What
you-
exactly were you expecting me to pull out?
The fucking sword!
I can't do that!
Literally just drop it on the floor!
Do you remember that Xantax said that he could pull out the sword? Nim doesn't know how to access that. Okay, let me actually ask.
Okay,
Where
your
does-
arm is a bag of holding.
Does
Like a
Nim
bag
know
of
how to
holding,
access
if you
this
turn it
arm?
upside down, all of the contents will split out, will just fall out to the floor.
What, was that how that legitimately would work?
Hold on. And what were you asking?
Can Nim pull out this stupid sword?
Or just-
No.
Kerthunk it onto the floor.
Mm-mm.
Because Xantax has said, I made it so you guys couldn't access it to our faces.
Yeah. Out of all the times Shay has been wrong, this is not one of them. She's
But
actually right.
How the fuck were we ever supposed to give it to him?
You weren't. Zanzibar told you he would handle that part.
That's why I was so confused what you want Nim to do.
It's pot. Nim panics and says it's in pot. Which is really funny.
Nim
Yeah.
panics and offers the king pot.
It's full of Killa's hash.
Oh, I
Hey,
could
that's
do
fine. I want the hash.
Oh, so you say they like walk up to try to take this large clay pot, right?
Yeah.
Nim will actually hold it back and she's like, unless you have like the magical capabilities to contain it, I'd rather hand it off myself. Looks this guy up and down. I don't think you're magic-y. Judging. Not really, but still.
that. She says the same thing about me.
Get some magic.
Hold on. I'm sorry, say that again?
Nim tells whoever walks up, like, unless you have the magical capabilities to contain this, don't touch this. I should have pulled out the stupid conch.
So, the guard, like, is going to take it, and then you say that, and he kind of, like, freezes, and you just see his helmet turn towards the king. Then pull the sword out of the pot!
So the thing is, I actually could fake this.
I think now it's time we brain blast Zanzibar and say, now's your cue.
Payment first is what we should say.
Well, when you decide on who and what should respond...
You know what? I like what Shay says. So... Samson's just going to say, I'd be careful about pulling out the sword just yet. As you know, with anything that Zanzibar makes, it's going to be reeking of heavy magic. So much so that even she had a hard time assembling a little container for it. And look at her. She's the top student of a Galactian magic school.
Hold up. I actually need to check my notes real quick.
But once we, get paid for our work, we'll leave you with the pot and you could undo the seal yourself and it's all yours.
I can assure you that my gods are capable of handling such things. As the king of this world, I demand to see my sword now!
I'm really tempted to say, as the procurers of the sword, I demand my payment now, but I don't think Snark's gonna get us anywhere.
Simpson's going to wavelength over to Zanzibar and be like, Zanzibar, I think it's your cue to get in here.
I'm sorry, your call could not be completed as dialed. Please try again.
You hear a whole lot of nothing.
Damn it, it's like my regular head. Well, you are the king of this world. Who are we to argue with that? Samson's gestures to him to give the guard the pot.
Let me see. Because I can stall for time if that's the issue. I could be like, I need to set up like a ritual thing. Give me 10 minutes while you get the gold. Do you guys want to do that?
Go for it. If you lie, I'll help you. Lie together.
So then we'll go, alright then, as you can guess, this took some setting up to force a fairly powerful magic sword into a pot. So I need to unseal it, if you would. Could you give me some time to undo the ritual? While you procure our payment?
I will give you 2 minutes to unveil my sword in front of me. I have waited all my whole life for this moment.
Can you wait 10 more minutes, please?
Someone of your skills should be able to do it in 2.
I'm like 17 years old, man. Alright, what Nim will actually say is, surely as someone as wise as yourself understands that you can't rush these kind of things. If I do something wrong, who knows what could happen to the sword? It could be lost. So let's take the proper steps so you can get your sword.
And you just see his hands shaking as they take the arms of his throne. And he just grips onto his throne. As his arms shake, you can see the fat in his body quiver and shake like so much jello. A beautiful, magnificent, wonderful sight to behold. How could anyone live their life without seeing such an event?
Oh, yeah, so Nim's doing that thing where you look above a person, but without actually acknowledging the person below. Nim doesn't see any of that. But it looks like she's looking.
I want my sword. Give it to me.
You know it'd be such a power move to just throw the pot on the ground.
I want my money!
I want my money!
It's like that one vine of the little girl beating up a low dog who's like, "Give me your fucking money, bitch!"
That's what I was thinking. Emma's getting mad! I wasn't hearing a no to the 10 minutes.
I mean, you weren't hearing a yes to the 10 minutes.
Just start working.
So
It's
just
not
start-
gonna count out 120 seconds.
Yeah, just start doing, like, you know, funny magic shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, so you're gonna see Nim's gonna step over to the side and start doing, like, drawing out the ritual circle, then place the pot in it, and, like, cast minor illusion, like, 100 times to make it look all flashy and jazz.
the light of the room dims a little.
I so tempted to just cast hypnotic pattern on the room real quick.
Nothing stopping you.
Except the consequences of your own action.
Yeah, I think hypnotic pattern only lasts a minute.
Well, those don't stop you. Anticipation of the consequences of your own actions would be what stops you.
That's
Is
True.
anyone going to get the money?
Huh?
Is anyone... Okay, Nim's like, while I do this, you can go get our money.
And the room kind of just stares at you. No one moves.
I'm not gonna lie, part of me wants to just have Yella start blasting.
Yeah, that's why when we stepped into the room, I said it like when he was describing the king. I'm like, and I shoot him.
What's your next action?
We wait for Nim, and also by that I mean we wait for Zanzibar.
Yeah, so also Nim tries the stupid forehead thing, like, hey, what up? What are you doing?
I mean, Zanzibar can't get in here.
We're his way
he
in
can.
here.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So as you're sitting with the pot, doing your... Do you want to cast your hypnotic bobbly booby thing on the room?
I would not do that.
Yeah, no, I don't want to do that. Nim likes living.
Fair enough. As you sitting there doing your gobbledygook stuff, the king looking increasingly impatient, from the back of the room a door opens and you see a man in just as opulent robing, with his face concealed and a staff in his hand, and he walks up to the king, leans over and whispers in his ear. Samson, roll perception.
Ah, fuck.
I also use detect thoughts.
You're detecting this fucking magic circle.
I mean, yeah, you're doing a ritual. Even fake as it was, that'd be concentration.
Dang it.
Fake as it may be, it's concentration nonetheless. It's a ritual. Right? Rituals are concentration?
No,
They are if you can cast them?
no, they're not
Sorcerers can't do
concentration. They
rituals.
just take like work to do.
Yeah.
sorcerers can't normally do.
Neither way. Samson, you roll. Yes. Okay. There's the perception roll. So, you look at him, and then you see it. The king's eyes just go wide as this new mystery man is whispering into his ear. And at that point, the king stumbles up into a standing position, and you just hear him shout out, "Condemnable witch! You fool me with fake spells! Kill them and search the corpses for my son!" Yeah, you hear the massive heave as one of the giant one of the giant guards lifts up their pole arm and heaves it above their shoulder and swings it out all three of you. What you do? Thoughts?
Dodge.
I also said that Nim kind of walked off to the
Take
side.
him and dodge.
Yeah, Hyala's gonna grab Nim.
Yeah.
We grab him by the arm and she gets split like Solomon's baby.
Yeah, let me preface a little. It's too big to dodge. So, final thoughts. What do you do on your last bit of instinct?
What are they trying to squash us with like the flat part?
No, this is like a giant.
Okay.
Like, we're talking making Boris look small.
How big is this room?
Okay.
So you know how Nim sizes her bedroom?
Yeah.
Well, take what Nim considers a bedroom, and then take that same logic and apply it to what you think this man would make a throne room look like.
Alright.
And it's that size.
Do you guys want hypnotic pattern now to charm the dumb king?
I mean, we're about to get squished. I don't think we have time.
Yeah, I mean, but like, if it's a giant axe, it's a blade. I don't know how big a blade can be while still being blade-like.
It's blade shaped, but like, it's big enough to smush you.
Did we know that what these things were classified as?
You
These
only knew
big
they
as
were.
fuck giant door mover, man?
Yes.
Big.
To you, they just look like massive suits of armor that, on the party's own admission, you thought they were just statues. You thought they were literally just stone statues until they started
Except they
moving.
moved last time we were here, so
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
before they moved.
that was months ago.
Yeah.
I am going to think about Misty stepping the fuck out of the way of this impact.
I'm being carried and wondering if I should cast hypnotic pattern on the king and those around him.
Can you cast that before we get bug squash?
Gordo?
How long is the cast time?
For hypnotic pattern.
It's one action, isn't it?
Yeah, one action.
One action, 6 seconds. You can start casting it. So everybody's got what they want to do?
Yeah, I'm going to bonus action away from where it tries to hit me so it does not hit me.
Samson goes to dodge. Hyala reaches for Nim and grabs her. Nim goes to try and cast hypnotic pattern. And as the blade just about hits the two of you, Samson having yeeted himself out of the way, or back so he wouldn't be touched, your vision's just obscured by robes, and you hear the crash and stop of a large metal blade. And the room just feels like hope dissipated. Like all those things just aren't there. Zanzibar. Zanzibar stands, bare feet in all his glory, hand clamped around the blade. It's good to be back!
Whew.
Yellow,
Samson,
roll perception. You look around, and from the big crash, you realize it wasn't just the blade, but several guards have fallen onto their rears. Others are clutching their weapons. You can feel the horror leaking out of their armor. Hello, big guy. Are you an installation from the last time I was here? He takes his left hand, forms it into a snap. How unfortunate. His fingers snap, and a disgusting sound like crunching meat occurs as bits of blood and sinew burst from the seams of the armor. Samson, you hear the tensing of metal as Zanzibar grips into the blade, and you watch the massive weapon crumble into shards of metal as they hit the floor. The giant's body collapsing into a hump of tissue and viscera as he falls forward, slamming into the ground. You hear the most unflattering scream you've ever heard as the king, waddling backwards, falls into his chair and the throne falls over. Its massive backing like a giant fan through the air, hitting the ground. The king looking like an overturned pig, fumbling and screaming in his robes. That's not the reception I expected, child! It's only been 100 years! Come! Where's all that pomp and circumstance now?
While all this is going on, Kiala, still holding Nim, is just going to stand far away and not watch what's happening.
Samson had his hand on his gun as he teleported away, but takes it off and just sort of sits there with his,
So, do you guys know that, like, gif of a cat that's just, like, banging on the table?
Oh yeah, Bongo Cat!
Yeah, so I imagine that Yell's holding Nim, but, like, Nim's just kind of there, but has, like, that cat face.
Nim's just
What
like,
else can you
oh,
do?
baby, you wanna watch? You hear two guards from off on the left start screaming as they charge towards Zanzibar. And he simply looks at them and smiles. Picking them up off the ground, floating as if they are weightless. I didn't ask for the tinfoil to interrupt me. Snapping his fingers again, you watch as their bodies literally look like crushed cans. The gore and viscera dripping upon the floor as he tosses the scrap remains across the room. You sent 5 children to steal from me. See, your father was a better man. At least he had the good sense to send men and women willing to die. No, you picked trash. What you believe to be useless garbage you could throw away, and who would care?
I almost feel offended.
This,
Almost.
man.
Unfortunately for you, what you lack for intelligence you make up in eponymous girth. You wanted my sword so badly. You really desired it that much. And with a boom of air and sound, he launches across the room, slams his foot on the bottom of the throne, and pulls the king up to where he grabs him by his fat, miserable throat. You hear squelch of torn tissue. Samson, roll perception advantage!
Weehaw! Cowboy sight.
can't rely on Hyala. She's turned away. Good
Thanks,
enough.
advantage.
You see, I just realized what advantage did. Hey, it moved the larger number to where you can easily see it. And you see that Zanzibar is not exactly holding the king by the throat so much as it's more through the throat. His hands pushed up underneath his lower jaw, entering his mouth and gripping around what you can only assume to be the base of his spine. Well, the upper part of his spine, the base of his skull. The king standing there in pure panic and horror, wailing his oversized limbs, flailing his oversized limbs as he gurgles and squelches.
I thought I was being generous. I only took your father from you. I only killed him. I didn't make a mess of anyone else, and look how you repay my copious amounts of generosity.
The sounds of a dying man squelching in agony fill the room.
Apparently, when I give an inch, everyone likes to take a mile. I let you live to grow old and stupid, and you procreate, make a family, and create a bunch of idiots who follow you to the depths of hell itself. Well, I'm not feeling very generous anymore, my impudent child. Though, I suppose it's not good to be that cruel. You did want my sword, didn't you? I suppose after all of you and Daddy's efforts, I should reward you. Because such stupidity deserves a little bit of compensation. So you want my sword so bad? You can have it!
And he reaches out his free hand. Nim's arm raises up, and an instant of pain washes over Nim as the sword comes ripping out of her arm, crossing the entire threshold of the chamber into Zanzibar's hand. As soon as he wraps around it, a deafening wail fills the room as the sword's once unimpressive blank demeanor takes on a vile, vicious attire. Visage! There's the word I was looking for. It drips with a seething hatred, gunk and ooze flowing off the blade and the handle, dripping to the ground. The sound of wails screams as if the damned themselves are calling from the very blade as it sits in the air with a sickening glow.
As what might be said, Merry Christmas!
He drives a blade through the king's stomach and up out of his back, blood dripping and mixing with the ooze of the sword itself.
It's funny. You always wanted this. Your entire life you wanted what your father could never achieve, and you never even bothered to consider what it did. So let me give the room a little education on what the Sword of Zanzibar does
As he pulls the king's massive body around as if it was weightless.
This sword is itself nothing. It's a parasite, a leech. It unravels and brings forth the potential of whoever dares to touch it.
Just like the man who made it.
But unimaginable power to a body that can't control it is meaningless. If one is to be consumed by it, then all that's left is raw power. Untempered, uncontrolled, and untamed. So, would the class like to tell me what happens when untapped power is never contained? What would happen if somebody was to give the sword all it could contain and then just simply stop holding it?
Some of the guards start running across the threshold. The mage that was next to the king is running for the back of the room.
No! We're all going to run in fear and cower before my might! Well, let me educate you! For the last time! It goes BOOM!
His fingers leave the blade and the screams wail even louder. The ooze ripping and tearing through the king's body as they morph and become one. Flesh turning a sickly green, black goo falling from his body. Screams utter out of his mangled throat, and Zanzibar lets go. The corpse of the man, so large and heavy, floats still weightless as he clutches at his wounds, agony and terror writhing across his face. The very room begins to buckle, the walls begin to cave towards the king's body. As light begins to leak out of the sword and out of the corpse, all you can hear is the wails unimaginable, and the cackling of laughter of a man mad with fury. Samson, roll me another perception at advantage. You know what? No! We'll give this one to Nim. Nim hasn't had a perception check in a while, I don't think.
Oh, Nim's not looking like at all.
Yeah, no, Hyala's holding her face to her shoulder.
Oh,
Even if Nim wanted to look, Hyala's going to
thought
be
Nim-
trying to stop that.
I thought Nim was looking. I thought she was looking with
No.
happy cat face.
Oh, yeah, no, that was Happy Cat Face not acknowledging whatever was going on.
Oh, because she's getting hugged by Hyala. The dopamine has overridden the horror. Well, it's back to you,
Don't-
Samson. Roll me your die.
Don't give her dopamine during stressful situations. That's the worst kind of conditioning.
You're gonna... Well, worse for what Hyala wants, great for what Zanzibar wants.
Yeah.
15.
Yay. Thanks, advantage. For Rizzle this time.
Is Samson... What's Samson doing right now? Because he's seen all of this up to this point. Is he standing? Has he fallen on his butt?
Samson is standing and has his hand over his mouth as he is currently finding it hard to breathe, but is still watching.
So as a massive light begins to overtake your vision, you just see... You see Zanzibar's features and details begin to disappear and fade, the light too bright for your eyes, the screams sickening, coming both from the king at this point and whatever was the power contained within the sword. As you feel oblivion about to overtake you, collapsing the room around you, you just see the very slightest blur cut through the light over to where Nim and Hyala are, and you feel a tug, like a gravity-like tug, pull you towards them as you're swept off your feet and you feel Zanzibar's hand cup around your head and pull you close. With the other hand, he grabs both Hyala and Nim, and you hear just an ever so slight click of the tongue. The sounds that were assaulting your the sounds and sights assaulting your senses in an instant cease to do so. As all three of you fall onto the floor. Back. Where is it? I can't find it. Can't see. Ah, there it is. Boop. Well, it would help if I went to the same page too.
Yeah.
You fall and stumble back. There, that's about how it would look. In the Tower of Zanzibar.
I feel like I lost that clay pot.
No. Yeah, that shit's gone. Samson is going to toss his backpack off into the side.
Just a quick cut from the outside of the castle. It happened suddenly and fast. An explosion that rocked all of Everingall. And a sickly purple and black sphere that claimed the entire castle. Moments, even less, was all it took. As the city came to attention and they turned, no one knew what had happened for many minutes, even a few hours. Terror had struck as people looked on in horror, as smoke and fume and fire erupted from once where stood their king's castle. The most secure place in all of the world was there 1 minute and gone the next. Briston Pet, having not gotten overly far away from the castle, whipped around to see everything he had worked his entire life for gone in an instant.
Get on, bitch.
He couldn't comprehend or even understand. Somewhere amidst the streets of the Naval District, a scrawny, small lad just getting his start in life was racked with fear as he looked and didn't understand what went on. But the shaking in his hands and feet had steadied, his vision had cleared, for he knew only one answer. He had to go to the Cross of the Maiden. He had to find his superior. In his knowledge he trusted. And at the very Cross of the Maiden was a man, distinguished and respectful. In the midst of having just finished all the paperwork he had to, working for 2 months as hard as he could, to fulfill a promise to a friend, to someone he even admired. He had finally gotten the opportunity to speak with the maiden herself regarding an issue that was asked of him. But upon feeling the very ground shake, Suffren could not stay to speak with the maiden any longer. And when he had left the clinic to see what had happened, his world felt like it was cracked in two. He had suspicions that something wasn't right, but he never imagined this. From the harbor, the Umber Rose had just started sailing away. They were just getting out of sight of Everingall by the time the party had made it to the castle. And the explosion had sent a shockwave that ripped across the sea. The crew stood in shock as Rosebeard stood at the aft of his ship, staring at the town he had just left. My God. We don't have time, boys! Get those sails going! We've got to get out of here! And so they did. As fast as they could muster, they pushed their ship to be as far away from Ground Zero as they could possibly be. And while chaos and confusion swept the world, or at least in that area, our intrepid adventurers found themselves completely safe, out of harm's way. Samson, we return to you.
Samson is going to toss his backpack off and into a corner of the room. Probably like right here.
Alright, what Nim doing? And then after Nim, Hyala.
Nim low-key upset that he called her a wench.
When
Did
did
you say wench or witch?
Oh,
I
he
heard
said
wench.
witch.
What did he actually say?
He said witch.
Okay, that's not bad then. Never mind. I mean, still wrong, but...
Ah, he's dead. Who cares?
Who broke my pot?
What the hell are doing?
Planning to leave.
Leave the tower?
Leave in general. She's a bit shaken up, so she's not really doing anything that isn't in her own head.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I thought that leave transcended several levels because it was so vague.
So, Nim and Yala are still clutched together, right?
Yes?
Samson's gonna move away from his backpack and over to them and be like, you got room for one more?
Hyala's gonna look up at him, and she looks.
Samson's going to just collapse to his knees.
Aw.
Hyala definitely looks more scared than she's ever looked.
I should have kept catnip.
But yeah, she stares at him a few moments, looks him up and down, and then just pulls him in too.
Yay!
Yeah. Also, I think we should prepare for it to blow.
What'd he say?
So Samson is
The bag.
familiar with the fact that Zanzibar's teleports have a very bad effect on his atom armor, which is in his backpack.
Yeah. Just waiting for the backpack to wild surge.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the backpack to wild surge.
Thank you for reminding me.
Always. Always!
Read me the table for 72!
Alright, give me a sec to pull it up.
So, if this were to be turned into a sheep, does the bag just turn into a sheep?
It's probably the closest person, which would still be Samson.
Yeah, now of all time, Samson needs to become a sheep.
Okay, you said what number?
72.
You gain resistance to all damage for the next minute.
His armor's invincible for the next 60 seconds!
Damn, it should have went off when we were at the fucking explosion.
Yeah, for real.
Samson's just like the only one standing at the castle? What the hell just happened?
As funny as that would be, I hate to break it to you, but the effects of the items transcend all of that.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
It's also resistance, not
When I
ability.
said oblivion, I meant that literally.
I mean, like, it makes sense. The explosion was purple and black. Samson's purple and black.
So I have a quick question. So, how are Hyala and Samson?
Well, Shallow's probably looking like she's about to have a breakdown, but Jade can answer that for you.
She's fine.
It's
Oh yeah, she's fine.
very, very much like in a primal state of fear,
I will be right back on your bathroom.
and I think that goes for the both of them.
And
One of these days, I'm just gonna remember to take calm emotions.
You'll be using that a
We
lot.
have- oh my god, I snagged the potions of calm emotions!
Dude, chug that thing! Chug it.
I totally forgot you bought potions of calm emotions.
Woo! I'm so good at this buying things for later thing.
man,
Simpson's going to reach
potion of
into
calm
the
emotions. It's just lithium.
Woo, we're gonna
It's
become a battery.
Xanax!
Aqueous lithium.
Samson's going to pull out the 2 potions. It's like, Carla, you want something to help you calm you down? He says very shaky.
I'm alright.
Alright.
Is Hyala shaking at all?
I don't think so.
Okay. Nim will pipe up and say, I think you should take it.
Take the potion.
Nim has expressed desire
It
to
puts
see
the potion
Hyala
on
take
its
care of
skin.
It puts the potion on its skin, or else it gets the nose.
Or else it blows up the capital again.
So does Hyala take the potion at Nim's behest?
I don't think so.
Fair enough.
It would
Right.
take a little more convincing to make Hyala drink an unknown liquid.
Magically or verbally?
Nim just casts, whatever the hell she was gonna cast on the king. Charm person or whatever it was.
Hypnotic pattern, which makes you charmed.
Hypnotoad the spell.
Yeah. Hypnotoad the AoE.
Yeah.
Well, but Simpson told you what it was. It's like to help calm your nerves.
Yeah. I explicitly said that I got the calm emotion spells. Like the
Potions.
Potions. Yeah, those.
He did say.
Still a no from you, dog?
Yeah, so I don't think she's gonna drink it unless there's more convincing done.
No, not gonna try and convince you to take that.
I mean, fuck, Zanzibar could tell you, hey, you should probably drink that, but I think that would actually have the opposite effect right
Yeah,
now.
that one, she would definitely not drink it though.
That was in character. That was Samson's big sigh.
So Nim's gonna say, we're in a cuddle pile in the middle of the floor. I think someone else needs to drink that potion.
I'm fine. You guys are enough.
Oh.
And Samson, where are you facing right now?
Probably into like Yala's shoulder.
Is there anybody that's actually looking in a direction besides the cuddle pile?
No, this is the most
Nope.
important thing in the room.
Hey, fair enough. But yeah, no. Zanzibar will snap his fingers, and the sword will appear in front of him. And he'll just...
Do you mind? We're kind of having a moment.
And then he hands it to us.
Would you like it? He looks over the sword. It's back to literally just being as blank as the day you first saw it. And he just snaps his fingers again and it disappears. He gives you your moment and walks towards the staircase. And as he's going up, you just hear him call out, Pugsley! Pugsley! I'm home! And you hear the sound of carpet shuffling coming from upstairs. It's not far away to get very low to really drown out, but you just hear, oh, my precious little sweeties. Yeah, so he's in his bedroom just like saying hello to the quote unquote dogs.
The babies.
Yeah. What the party do?
I assume.
Emotionally support each other.
For how
I
long?
assume just
Ow.
until not
That,
needed.
that's on the biggest member.
Well, you heard him, Mama Yala. How long is the emotional support last?
Well, this is the rest of the campaign now.
We never let go.
30 more hours. I don't know, 20 minutes? 30 minutes?
Until it gets awkward.
I don't think so, man.
Until the cringe outweighs the trauma.
Until this becomes the new traumatic experience of the session. But yeah, I don't know, 20 to 30
A life.
to life. Yeah.
Right, 20 to 30
I'm hesitant to do anything right now, cause reasons.
No, well, let us know the reasons, damn it.
I don't really want to roll a new character.
Then don't.
Okay. So,
But Hyala do being in character wants to leave right now.
quick question for you, Jade. It's an important question. Do you know what exactly Hal is thinking?
That she
Ooh.
wants to leave right now?
Anything further than that, I meant.
No. She feels, she's debating how to say bye to you guys.
That's depressing. So the reason I asked is because I was gonna cast Detect Thoughts on you guys.
Honestly, I'm all for it.
Oh, do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna start with Yala. But I'm using my innate ability so you don't hear me casting the spell. And also so I don't have to wild surge in your arms. I feel like that's a good idea.
Just wild
So tell
surges
me.
into a little puff of flowers. Y'all was just like, Nim, what was that?
Yeah, my issue is like, cause once this ends, she was gonna go up to Zanzibar and be like, "Yo,
Call me that good deal.
I don't
good.
want her to do that."
Yo,
So
I
we
will
can
finally
avoid
take that
that.
offer to go home.
Huh?
I'm trying to decide if I do want to probe deeper for once.
Do you think that you'll really, really want to do that?
Hey, if there was ever a time to probe deeper, it's probably now. What's the worst that could happen? You fail and you...
snaps Nim's back.
Shella wouldn't do that. You just solidify her wanting
Oh,
to
I mean,
leave
they
even
make
more.
it easier to say goodbye.
Yeah. I hear those nose snifflings. Please stop actually crying.
Oh no, that's unrelated. I think it might
I
not be.
think.
I can't. So I'm eating dinner right now, and there's peppers in it. So that is like half of it, and the other half might be the crying, but I'm not sure. We'll see.
A mix of
And
both.
I don't
might
want to.
TBD.
The last thing I want to do in life is make you cry, but at the same time, by being a good DM, I make you cry, so I just feel like shit.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure
Stop
out
being good at your job, loser.
how to work around it.
Could sacrifice the moral compass.
I mean, Hyala's got to be in character.
That is true,
Yeah.
but if her character development is sacrificing the moral compass to the graveyard, then...
Except literally the opposite of that is happening based on what he did just now. Like,
Yeah?
he just made himself even more obviously the bad guy. So, it's not...
Alright, well
Mm.
I stall for time to do with what Nim now knows. cast detect thoughts on Samson.
Would you reckon that detect thoughts would give Nim an idea of like what visual thoughts as well
Repeat
as like
the thing
audio ones?
after would, because I had to straighten my hair, which required the headphones coming off.
You stupid bitch.
Okay, King.
Would do you think detect thoughts would give Nim like visual thoughts as well as?
I don't see why not. If
Okay.
your mind is currently in the process of replaying a scene, then that's your thoughts. Thoughts are both visual and auditory to a certain extent. I mean, technically, you don't see or hear anything when you think. It's just, stuff. Brain be wildin', bruh.
Yeah, like yeah.
Yeah, like, yeah.
So all that's going through Samson's head is just like, I can't say a film reel because film doesn't exist in this world, but like a slideshow of the moments he's been spending with Nim and Yala, and like the rest of the party, but obviously them with more preference because they've been there longer.
Man, if only Hyala could detect thoughts and see this slideshow.
And his mom.
Nim is
and,
getting two like opposite things right now.
like.
Wait,
Like,
is
the time
him
with your
getting
friend,
that?
the time with Rosebeard, times with his mom, times with the party, but specifically times with Yala and Nim.
Samson's life flashes before his eyes.
Yeah, but
What was
all-
Hyala doing again?
Oh, Kyle's thinking about how to say goodbye and that she wants to go home.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
home.
So Nim sees both of these. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the only thing that Samson is, like, verbally thinking is just the words, "Please don't leave me."
Oh my god! We've got a clip for this. Alright. Give me a second to think.
Literally two up. That's why when it was like, when you said that Yala was thinking how to say goodbye to the party, I was like, please read our minds. Please read our minds.
God.
Also, I'd say it's probably about 7 o'clock right now for timekeeper records.
That makes sense. So it's about 5 hours since we got from port.
Yo, Nim is just Anya right now.
Yeah.
Who?
Anya, what?
No, bad. No.
God, I really wanted to make a joke, but I couldn't say anything. I couldn't think of anything before you said no. Bad. Damn it.
I wasn't
I mean,
trying to
Anya
make a
what
joke.
already was the joke.
Yeah, but like, if it was actually answered, it would have been fun.
Look, I get it sounds weird, but I don't know what the hell an Anyo is, so I don't
Okay.
know how else to phrase it.
Anya is the young psychic girl in Spy Family who is aware of like what both of her parents are thinking, while no one else is aware of what's going on.
She's
okay.
a psychic who primarily reads minds and is aware that of the weird shit that her parents are and all the weird shit that everyone else is thinking.
It's very good. This episode was sponsored by Spy Family.
Yeah.
Anime coming out 2022.
It was
Tune in.
not sponsored by Spy Family, but
But if
I
Spy
can get-
Family wants to have a deal, hit us up.
if I
Yeah.
can get a sponsorship without being able to monetize my videos, hit me up. I'll take anything. I will work for pennies, please,
We'll work for
please.
exposure.
Not for that.
Whoa, wait.
U.S. currency, please.
Doesn't Anya have twin buns too? They're not
Yeah.
buns, but they're those
No,
little...
but they're like little toys.
Yo! Alright, okay,
Hey,
crossover
Nim-
drawing time.
Nim could
Anyway,
actually
move on.
just make herself look like Anya.
Okay, let's go.
Aw, Samson with that Lloyd drip would be awesome.
Alright, I need to decide if I'm gonna try to talk you guys into some sense, or force you guys into some sense.
I can't wait to
Force,
see all the
force.
crying art that... I can't wait to see all the stuff that I know this session is gonna make Jade
Nim.
create.
Nim,
I'm sorry I
Nim
put you through
is
hell, Jade. I'm so
currently
sorry. But
the
also...
most emotionally stable right now. She has to do something with it.
Go, Nim, go. Go, Nim, go.
It doesn't matter if it works. It just needs to happen.
Alright, let's try both. We'll try talking first. Sorry, my brothers will walk past the door and I lost my train of thought. So, what
Can I just
Nim's
say
gonna
I'm
do
sorry
is
I
she's
made
gonna
Kais cry.
adjust how she's, like, being held, and then she's gonna, like, cradle you guys' heads and, like, rub them.
Aw, Nim became Mama Nim.
Then she's gonna tell you guys. Sorry, it's just really funny. I'm trying to have a serious conversation, and my brother's talking about Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh my god, close the goddamn door in his face.
No, he's not talking to me about it. He's on the phone, but he paces and the walls are thin, so I can hear it.
Take his phone and throw it down the hallway.
No, it's hilarious. It's fun.
Stop talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! My other fictional characters are emotional.
Talk about your stupid fiction. My fiction's more important.
So anyway, Nim's gonna like rub you guys' head, and she's like, "All right, I know it's been like a really long day. You guys did great. We've done our best. Like, let's take a moment to like relax." And like she's rubbing you guys' heads, trying to be comforting, hoping it is.
Does Nim like get a continuous stream of thoughts, or is it like a?
Well, I mean, she's on Samson right now,
Okay.
Yeah.
who's just stuck on loot. So if you ever get bored of that, go back to Yala. By all means.
Please don't leave me, please don't leave me, please don't leave me, please don't
Actually, I
leave
didn't
me,
need to
please.
cast it again, but whatever. Yeah, so Nim will actually switch back and forth, trying to figure out if it's working.
Yalla thinks you're wrong. We didn't do
Samson.
our best.
Samson's thoughts do not change.
Okay. Let's see. You angsty motherfuckers.
You don't get to judge us.
I can judge just
Yalla's
fine.
been given nothing but reasons to leave. So yeah.
And the one reason that she might think to stay is trapped inside an idiot's head.
Yala, I love you, please don't leave me.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
like, at this point, it's like, okay, you two, versus, I don't know, her entire homeland. And also the
Alright.
fact that she has to become something she completely hates in order to go along with all of this.
Okay.
Betray
so-
herself or stay true to herself? That is the most boiled down moral dilemma.
So Nim's gonna give it another go and go.
Yeah, and you guys are unfortunately placed, alongside the betray herself side.
Oof. Man,
That
it
is the
sucks
current
knowing
alignment situation.
It sucks knowing things.
Alignments are for pussy.
You can't
They're-
say that.
What I mean is, like, they're aligned with Zanzibar. And that is
I
the
know.
side that means,
Jeff.
giving up on happiness forever?
Uh-huh. So Nim is gonna say, no matter what happens, I believe in you guys. So we can work through this together. Let's just take a bit to wind down. In her head, thinking, calm the fuck down. Please. Things are rough now. Okay, Nim's also talking like really gently. I just don't know how to do it in Nim's voice.
Isn't Nim's voice your voice?
Nim's voice is my voice, but higher pitched, and I'm not doing that right now. And so she's like, we can take a moment to like wind down and relax. It's been a long day. It's been a long few months. A lot's happened. I understand if that's a lot on you guys. But let's not make any hasty decisions or realizations right now. Let's take a minute to just unwind. And we can talk about things together. Because at the very least, we're here for each other. Is it working? I still have detect thoughts on it. Is it working, you guys?
I'm chewing chicken. Give me a minute.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
Rebel?
yes. Comfort chicken.
Uncomfort chicken.
I'm sorry!
Rebel's still here?
I think Ed's having a moment.
I'm sorry, chicken. What did I do to you?
So is Samson doing better? Because this is the last try.
So, you've changed the things. Instead of it being multiple people, now it's just flashbacks of you and Yala. For better or worse.
Damn it. I told you guys to not make me the emotion one.
Too bad.
Alright, this is why you don't make Nim the emotional one.
Nim has always been the emotional support of the group.
Yeah, you're like the support Nim.
I cast Hypnotic Pattern. Please make me a wisdom saving throw, and I am imposing I'm gonna take a deduction from Yala. You roll too good for it.
Yeah, don't roll your best stat, stupid.
I can't actually. Hold on 1 second.
Come on, Jade. Hope for low rolls.
Wait, what does this do?
It charms you, so you listen to what I say.
No, stupid. None of us are looking.
Nim's gonna lean back and hold it in front of your faces. Bam.
It fills up the room we're not looking at.
Because we're in the cuddle pile. But like,
Exactly, we're not looking at it.
Alright, before I
We're effectively blinded creatures and you showed us a laser light show.
No, because Nim did that thing that like your heads are on her shoulders because she's petting your heads, remember? Remember when I said that?
Yeah, but like...
What, are you looking into Nim's hair or something?
No, Samson's eyes are closed! Closed! The eyes are closed!
Open your eyes, Samson.
Open your eyes, bitch.
Open your eyes for a minute. Look at me, you guys. Look at me. Look me in the eyes.
I think you're going to have to
Look
try
at
and
me!
persuade
Look at me! I am the sorcerer now!
emotion now.
I am the support now!
I mean, she's trying to remove our emotion.
Look at me!
No, I'm not trying
Look
to
at me!
remove your emotion. I'm trying to calm you guys down. Also, hold on a sec. We're good. I just want you guys to take the calm emotions thing, because I don't know how to handle this. Hold on 1 second, I'm in D&D.
The circle of calm.
The circle of charm, do you mean?
we are charmed. We will now not make any offensive actions against Nim.
Fantastic.
Congratulations.
I thought that this was one where you're like also perceptive, like more perceptive to what they say.
No, charmed just means that the person who is charmed likes you more and will not attack you unless attacked first.
It should be like one of those things where if they already liked you, we now hate you.
Yeah. No, but in reality, you think you're looking for something like suggestion or calm
Well,
emotion.
it also gives me advantage on checks against you guys.
Oh, that's true.
So I'm going to, I'm just gonna pull back and go, hey, can you guys please take the potions? I think it helped. And I'm going to make a persuasion check.
How would you counter persuasion check?
Huh?
Oh, I'm just thinking to myself, would I counter persuade?
Isn't there like a specific thing you do and I just don't know what it is?
No, because D&D doesn't really have much in the way of, like, countering skill check.
I mean, charisma roll is just like force of will, isn't it? So
Yeah, more or
could
less.
it just be flat charisma?
A charisma saving
Not
throw.
that- Not that I would like it to be flat charisma.
Mr. Master of Dungeons?
Sorry, say it again? I zoned out.
How would we, what
Contest
roll
the
for not
persuasion check.
persuade?
How do get persuaded?
How
how-
to persuade it?
Yeah.
How
do
to
you be
resist
persuaded?
the persuade?
How do you be persuaded?
I guess-
Wouldn't it just be a general, like, whoever rolls higher, like, contest of checks?
It's up to you.
Yeah.
Or wait, what the hell is that thing for whether or not you believe someone?
Insight?
Huh? Insight?
Because
Yeah, that's usually
it starts
check
with a
from
D. Isn't there something for, like, not believe? It's not called disbelief.
Oh, your deception when you're trying to lie to someone?
Oh yeah, deception's if you're trying to deceive them.
Or hide something?
So
yeah, all of
what's the
these are
thing-
proactive, not reactive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what's the opposite of deception? Because I know deception has its own like.
Deception and insight are opposites to each other.
Right. So then, if you're trying to persuade, but you're persuading with, I guess, for lack of a better term, the truth, then
That's just persuasion.
yeah. If that's persuasion, then wouldn't insight still be the opposite of that?
I mean, I guess it would be like, oh, you use your insight to realize they're trying to, you know,
Magically
Oh.
force you to do something.
or like talk to you in a way that's like trying to manipulate.
Or your lack of insight would be, nah, I just don't believe what you're saying. This is bullshit. True or not.
Well, no, because a lack of insight would mean you don't know that someone's trying to silver tongue you. I should rephrase that.
I mean, she's not doing that. She's just like, drink potion, please.
Yeah, while we're under the effects of a charm spell. We're literally, she's literally trying to do that.
Yeah.
But Nim would never to you guys.
What the fuck is that?
What?
What the
Hold
fuck
on,
is
that's
this?
a big ass bug.
Oh
Uh-oh.
no. I was being attacked.
It's Rugsley! So, while Ed's waging war on the bug, I guess, you know what? How's Nim feeling about all this? Let's get inside Nim's head.
Are we doing the contested roll or?
Poof,
Well-
I'm back.
Okay, he's back. Well, I was gonna wait for him to be back so I could explain it to him.
I'm
Uh,
back.
Well, if it's not insight, what would be the next best thing?
I guess just contested persuasion.
Yeah, I
Really
guess
the only thing I could think of.
Yeah,
Yeah,
contest-
charisma save.
Charisma save, contested persuasion, insight. I don't know.
I would go with contested persuasion.
Mhm.
Cool. I have a chance.
I don't.
I hope you don't.
As I said,
Alright, so
I do not.
deduct a D4 from Rebel's roll. Still, I win.
That is true.
Now drink your fucking potions, please.
So, who drinks the potion? Does Samson drink the potion or Hyala drink the potion?
Both.
About 2.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, because I'm guessing you used advantage to give yourself the 18, Nim.
Oh, no,
No,
since they're
'cause we're
charmed,
charmed.
I just get advantage on any spell checks I make against them.
Oh, okay, okay. Well,
Yeah.
Well, social check.
Yeah.
Actually, I think
so
it's
you
just any
reduce
check.
the D4 from Samson to force him to drink, and the dice are basically told Hyala, we're putting you on the path to staying. I guess. So drink the fucking potion.
Oh yeah, no, that comment
Being
was
more calm
shocking.
is not going to change your mind.
It's only going to make things worse because she'll make rational decisions.
Yes.
I need Samson to take care of this.
You're just trying to get Samson better.
Uh,
yeah,
People
Hyala-
wonder why Samson drinks.
Nim does not have the emotional
Stop
capacity to
drinking
convince
your
someone to
problems
stay.
away. Problem occurs. Drink your problem away.
A
Stop
different
drinking your
time.
problems away. I need you to hold these problems for me.
But also, like, what is you guys with, like, okay, Samson sitting in, like, trauma flashbacks is not gonna help anyone. Not even himself.
Oh god. Now we're on the you're not allowed to emote. You have to
No,
be
I'm not saying you're not
helpful.
allowed to emote.
God, this is
That's
just like the
Hyala's
trip to the
point of
desert
view.
all over again.
Hey, you guys were
I'm allowed
overdue
to
for a...
emote when Nim's not the one who's forced to pick up the pieces, because I don't even know how to begin to do it for Nim.
To be fair, guys, you were kind of overdue for another trauma impact.
But yeah, we're at one of those situations where I'm like, okay, I see no good way out of this.
Alright, so, since you guys have drunk the calm emotions, and you're also still amicable, Nim's gonna also tell me, what's wrong with you guys?
Yeah, why are you guys freaking out?
I just imagine her looking at y'all and be like, what the hell is wrong with you?
To be fair, I expected a lot of things. This development I did not expect.
I aim to
Which
confuse.
development? Nim being the emotional backbone, or?
Ow. Uh-oh. Basically, this reaction from the whole king thing. I wasn't expecting it, but I'm not surprised.
People died, Lordo. What are you talking about? I'm kidding.
Yeah, well, I could understand why the soldier might have PTSD, but Samson's killed a lot of people and felt no remorse. But,
What the fuck do you mean no remorse?
yeah, no remorse.
Anyway,
Remorse.
so Nim's like, "Come on, you guys, let's talk through this together. What's going on?"
Samson just starts babbling incoherently.
He manages to catch his breath.
Can someone put up the text for calm emotion just so I know?
What did we do is?
Yeah, I have it up.
I mean, I have the general idea based on the name, but I just want to make sure I don't do anything
Suppress
against
strong
it.
emotions.
Cool. Thanks.
Cool.
Yeah, so let's talk about this. What are you guys feeling? Come on, it's a group discussion.
I like how it suppresses being charmed.
Yeah.
Well, we are now no longer charmed.
Oh yeah, no. Once you guys drunk the potion, Nim got rid.
You have no sway over us, bitch.
Man, I was
Just
gonna
you
have
think.
Kel act like a cat.
You know, like, yeah.
Yeah, just like do that like head bump thing. Cause she extra liked Nim for those 2 seconds.